Yeah, very good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Tuesday, the 27th of May, 2025. We'll go straight in with the synoptic. Look at what's causing all this rubbish weather. So yesterday at midday, they unfortunately didn't manage to get any competition classes round yesterday. Did launch the Opens, but it was a mid-air scrub, just very nearly possible, just didn't quite work out with those showers in the end. And we can see that there were a fairly weak occlusion on its way in, but that low still centered up towards the Faroe Islands, bringing in quite a bit of poor weather. At midnight last night, uh, some more frontal activity coming in with that occlusion starting to loop round and a warm front on its way. That high pressure still ridging in from the Azores, hopefully bringing us a bit of a clearance in the next couple of days. Midday today, we've got this fairly defined warm front with the low pressure itself centered over the southwestern side of Ireland, and that's what's giving us all this low cloud, uh, nasty weather and rain today. Overnight tonight, still a little bit frontal activity with that occlusion working its way down, but hopefully by tomorrow at midday we should have some clearer air and enough to get some of the comp guys away. The sat pic this morning, we can see lots and lots of cloud, quite a bit of wave of that brisk westerly breeze, particularly up in areas of Scotland and not so much in Wales, of course, but a little bit over the Channel as well. So absolutely nothing that's usable here at Lasham, and I don't suspect we'll get much done today. And this is the reason. Aside from the low cloud, we've got this huge wad of rain not too far from us. That could be here at any time within the next hour or two, depending on the winds. So by the time we get set up, we'd just get rained on and have to put everything away in the wet. And just to show you that in a little bit more detail, I've got the Met Office prediction here. Starting at 9 o'clock, we can see, as the radar showed, quite a lot of precipitation to the west. Running that through, see we're swamped within the next 2 hours, and it's going to remain like that all day. Not particularly heavy rain, just fairly persistent and very low cloud as well. And we can see that persists, still running through. That's now 4 o'clock local, getting a little bit heavier into the afternoon and evening, and then finally clearing around about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. So generally pretty miserable. The Odium TAF, they're back at work today. You can see it's fairly long. Run through that quickly. 240 at 12 knots, 10 kilometers of viz, few at 1500 feet, and there's a prop 30 between 8 and 11, scattered 1800, becoming between 11 and 2, broken at 1000 feet. And then later on in the evening, 6,000 meter viz, rain, and light drizzle. We're then expecting later on 230, 18 gusting 30. So again, continuing that trend of quite gusty westerlies. I beg your pardon, and with a prop 30 in for later on, very poor viz indeed, 3,500 meters with the drizzle and breaking at 600 feet. Farnborough, we won't go through it all, but it says very much the same. Take the key things from it. Initially, few at 4.5 is a general trend, but between 11 and 4, 6,000 with rain breaking at 400 feet, and then later on getting some quite heavy rain. Spot winds to the south of us, 240, 250, 40 to 45 knots over the channel. Whereas to the north, we're looking at a little bit more south to that wind, 200 and 220, and that's 15 and 25 at 1,000 and 2,000 feet respectively. So quite a bit calmer over land than it is to the south of us. But still, there's predominantly westerly flow, slightly southwesterly today, more so than it has been in previous days. See that's running straight across Lasham Airfield there, expecting up to possibly about 33 later on when we get the gusts fronts coming through. And checking with the Met Office local forecast, you can see that rain beginning 60% chance at 10 o'clock, and by 11 o'clock it's 90 or 95% for more or less the remainder of the usable day. Winds steadily increasing, gusting up to 31 at the maximum, and that's with a mean of 17. With it says moderate, but in practical sense, that's very poor visibility. No UV concern at all at the moment. 10 o'clock will be the highest UV of the day, and a very high humidity up to 95% at 96% as well later on today. GFS giving us a temperature of about 13, obviously feeling a bit cooler with the rain and wind. And that'll be a dew point of 12, hence the very low cloud base that we're expecting in the middle part of the day. Temperature-wise, we're up to 13.5 at the moment. I can't imagine we're going to see it increase on that at all. With a dew point of 10.1, we are expecting that to rise a little bit. Looking at the cross-section on sky sites, you can see we are in the best part of the day at the moment, and it only goes downhill from here, resulting in a very low cloud base, indeed probably around 400-500 feet QFE, and that's remaining until the end of the chart. And we can have a look at that cloud picture with SkySights cloud, beg your pardon, top meteors cloud distribution, starting at now 9 o'clock local. And you can see not very nice at all, lots of auto queue, and then lower level clouds, some fog as well out to the west. If we run it through hour by hour, it just gets worse. These sort of very low cloud being here by about 12 o'clock. And there's not really much else to talk about there, and it's fairly unpleasant. The same can be said with NOTAMs, not very much to talk about. We've got quite a big area here of temporary class D, particularly at Kemble. And then we've got the usual suspects, 16 being Barton Stacey and 18 being the Lasham Comps NOTAMs. We've also got some danger areas activated over there, but I'm not going to talk about them in any detail because frankly, it's not relevant. Without further ado, on to the local brief. Looking at the Odium cross-section to begin with, you can see we're in the best part of the day at the moment, actually quite optimistic, suggesting it's better outside than I suspect it is. But quite a lot of upper cloud with a fair bit of icing and turbulence as well. And then by about 10 or 11 o'clock, the cloud base continually coming down to about 500 feet. And that's going to remain the case all day. With a bit of turbulence, slow down, and fairly gusty winds. Not going to be a factor. It's not flyable at all, really. But to lead on from that, there's a K21 today for a boot instruction with an instructor and 4 students. There's also a 21 on the casual list for club members, and there's 1 on the casual list. I'd suggest we make use of the simulator today in ground briefings and do something productive with this time. We've had a very good run of weather in the last couple of months, so it's a good opportunity to catch up with any of the theoretical elements that have possibly been glossed over. Nothing from 2XL today. And in summary, it's a low cloud with rain to follow. It's unlikely to clear sufficiently to allow flying. So I can say now, unless something changes, I'll be around, but if something unless we get some remarkable change, the day is most likely scrubbed for club flying as well as the comp. But it would be runway 27 hard because the comp have scrubbed today, so we do cables on the south like we do during normal ops. And that would be the airfield setup there. So from me, I'll see you in the clubhouse very shortly, and we'll do something useful with today. Thanks very much.